Hello everybody, it's Gemma here, the owner of Love of Beauty here in Ipswich, Suffolk. Now today is Thursday, the 31st of December 2020. It is the final day of 2020 and this is our first ever YouTube video for our new channel. Yay! Now normally I'm not alone. I'm usually here with my partner in crime, which is Kerry, our head beautician. She's on all of our leaflets and advertising and stuff, so you'll probably have seen her face before. She unfortunately can't join us today because Boris put us in tier 4 here in Suffolk. This also means that business is closed. Why, you ask, that business is closed? That is because we are mobile beauticians. We are mobile therapists. We come into your homes, we provide manicures, pedicures, facials and massages, and tomorrow, as of 2021, hopefully we can then start providing crystal therapy and Reiki energy therapy as well. Love of Beauty's aim is to try to promote and encourage feel-good therapy. So in this video, you guys are going to join me in getting ready for New Year 2021, which will be happening in a few hours time. So I've got all my makeup in front of me. You can't see it, but it's all here. I've got my mirror, my first mirror up here, my second mirror down here. We're going to have a little chit chat about the business and also about what a roller coaster 2020 has truly been, and maybe a little bit of future endeavors or plans, hopes and dreams for 2021. So before I get into my makeup, I need to sort out my hair. So I will see you guys in a little bit. There, that's better. So normally what I like to do is curl my hair and then let it sit whilst I sort this mush out. Oh, I forgot my hair clips. Although I do have one thing that's probably quite appropriate for today. Hang on. Ta-da! My party hat! After all, it is New Year's Eve, so let's get started on the face. So, the idea for Love of Beauty came in 2018, shortly after my mum passed away. My mother was called Rosie, and she had a condition for many, many years called PSP. Progressive supranuclear palsy. I will be doing a video on PSP to bring awareness to this kind of condition and other conditions as well that are out there, and they do exist, and people might not even know what to look out for. It's like the symptoms and stuff. Anyway, my mum's condition worsened towards the end, naturally, and we could no longer have her here at home. I was 9 months pregnant at the time, and she was prone to falling all the time, and we just couldn't have her here at home. So I spoke to her about going into sort of respite at a care home. We found a really, really sweet care home by the sea, which she absolutely adored, and it was so lovely. With her consent, obviously, we then packed up her bedroom and put her in there, and everyone was so lovely and really, really sweet, and it was a great little care home. It was fantastic. So whilst she was in there, I would constantly go and visit her at least every other day, because I wanted to reassure her that she hadn't been forgotten about, that we did love her, that we weren't just sticking her in there or anything because she was unwanted or unloved, which I think it can seem like that, but it wasn't the case in ours. And I had just had the baby as well, so I was absolutely knackered, but I had this like inner guilt that I needed to go and see her. Every time that I would go and visit her, I would always paint her nails, I would give her arms a rub, her hands a rub, her feet especially, her legs. I would give her facials as well to make her, you know, feel loved and appreciated, and make her feel special and relax her, take away her anxiety and her stress of being there, really. And the products that I would use would just be creams that I would get here at home. It wouldn't be anything flashy. I don't usually use a lot of foundation, especially being in the care homes. They're always really hot and you sweat quite a lot anyway, so I don't like to sort of cake anything on. So I would just use creams and stuff that I had at home that I would do her massages and facials and things with. I want to put some eyeliner on first. I knew that the care home had a home in-house salon, which a contracted hairdresser would come out every week, every 2 weeks, and sort of on a rota sort out the residents' hair, and sometimes the staff as well. But they didn't have anything that was beauty. They didn't have anything that was even sort of spiritually, like nothing like that I could just book my mum in for. Like, they had the hairdresser, which was brilliant, and booked her in, but they didn't have anything for beauty. Like, I couldn't book my mum in for a manicure or a pedicure or anything. It was so odd. Now, it wasn't until my mum had actually passed away that I was talking to the care home manager about it all, because she was praising me on how my mum's nails and her feet were always really lovely and presentable, and she would talk about how her skin was always really soft and that the carers didn't necessarily have to worry too much about mum because I was already sort of on the ball and looking after her, kind of thing. She also mentioned that carers tried to get to other people in the care home to do things like that who don't necessarily have family nearby, but they're just so busy. If you've been into a care home, that call buzzer rings all day and all night, because if you have like 60 people in your care home, at some point everyone's going to need the toilet, everyone's going to need their teeth brushing, everybody's going to need to want to get out of bed and go into their chair to watch their telly, and they need help for things like that. So spending half an hour, 45 minutes painting nails or massaging and giving facials and stuff, it really wasn't on the to-do list, if you get what I mean. Then when I questioned it, I said I wish that I'd brought a beauty therapist in to do these things for my mum when I couldn't get there. And she said, oh, well, we wouldn't have allowed it anyway. I said, oh, what is that? She said, well, a beautician or a beauty therapist can't just walk off the street and into a care home. They have to have the right documentation, the right insurance, the right checks, and the right policies that are in place that are suitable for care home, because these are vulnerable people, and you can't just have somebody who, as horrible as this sounds, might have a criminal record or might be scamming somebody, just come in, walk in and say, oh, I'm here to do you see what I mean? That everybody has to have the right, like a wallet of documentation as well, like policies, procedures, everything to make sure that they are who they say they are. And the care home as well aren't going to get in trouble for someone just walking in to paint nails and stuff, because when you have elderly people like that, or disabled people that have things like diabetes, or they are on blood thinners, then you can't be just chopping away at their feet. For us, if somebody has that and they've requested pedicure to be done, we simply file the toes. We don't cut, we don't do anything in that slightest. That is for a chiropodist. Please remember that, everybody. So with all this being said, this then obviously got me thinking. And it got me thinking to the point of, why isn't there something out there like this? You know, a specific beauty company that care homes, residential nursing, even community homes, anywhere where someone could actually just go straight to them and say, we want to book a beautician out for the day. Businesses can book someone out straight away. Now, obviously, I was talking to Kerry, who was a good friend of mine at the time, and I would go to her often to get my nails painted. And I was saying to her, like, obviously, I wish I knew, because I could have asked Kerry to go in, but then I thought no, because she didn't have the right documentation to go in and see mum. So I was talking to her and she said, oh, I'd love to go to care homes, you know, and sit and chat and hear stories from all the people there and what's been happening in their lives. It would be amazing to hear all that and to hear their stories and to paint their nails and make them feel good about themselves. And I thought, awesome, I've got somebody here who's potentially willing to go on this adventure with me, really. I then spent the next 3 months researching, looking at things, looking at products, buying, testing them out, looking at nail varnishes, talking to health and safety executives that would be able to do policies and procedures for me. I spoke to people in the care home industry. What needs to be done? Like, what are the best procedures to have? What do I need checks wise? What do I need insurance wise? Making sure that I literally had everything on board. We then got the website created, we got leaflets done, we had a 1 hour free demonstration sorted out as well for any care homes that were kind of interested but didn't really know what we were all about. Kerry and I would go and flash off our products and what we do. After I'd done all of that, in April 2019, Love of Beauty was born. Now 2019 was slow to start with, but it did improve and it did get better. So we reached out to over 50 care homes in the Ipswich and surrounding areas. So we went out to these care homes. They were really worried about hiring us. A lot of them pushed us aside and said that it wasn't down to them to make the decision. It was up to the families to then hire us to bring us in. But they weren't prepared to promote us to the families, which is kind of heartbreaking. When you think about it, it really is. Some of the homes and the care home managers looked at our prices and just said, no, the residents won't be able to afford it. And I thought, well, surely then the families would be able to give them a little treatment. Wouldn't that be like a nice thing for them to do? The response was simply heartbreaking, guys. It was heartbreaking. I won't go into it because everybody's different, every family is struggling, etc. But it was where I had a mum that I wanted to do absolutely everything for, and I had the money to do it. It just wasn't that kind of case with some of them that I was talking to, unfortunately. Right, I've got my eye palette here. What are we gonna do? Well, I'm wearing a glittery top for New Year, so I'm thinking maybe like just a general grey sort of silver look. There was care homes as well that were interested and they wanted to do some form of maybe like fundraiser, but nothing ever sort of came about, and I just kind of got the impression that they were just really busy. They had so much planned out for the year that it wasn't almost like their responsibility to sort it out and do it. Well, it was, but they had loads of other things that they had planned to do. There we were, guys. We were all set, we were all ready to go. Policies, procedures, uniforms, leaflets, products, cases, everything ready to go. And yet we weren't, not that we weren't allowed to go into care homes, they just didn't want us, which wasn't on the plan when we started this up, that care homes didn't actually want us. It also doesn't help when you talk to people and they go, oh my God, that's an amazing idea. That's a wonderful idea. I'd love for my nana in care homes to have that kind of accessibility and treatment and etc. Yeah, it is an amazing idea and we're here and we're ready for it, but just no one wanted us. I can laugh about it now. I've got like a hoodie dye, so I need to have the colour like right up. Just doing a simple look today, by the way, guys. We hit August 2019, and for some strange reason 3 care homes called us and wanted us in. Yay! We were booked in these care homes for, one was every 6 weeks, one was every 3 to 4 weeks, and one was every week, because they had so many residents that they wanted us to be able to get round to everybody. So it was amazing. We finally had these 3 care homes booked regularly. Word was spreading, people were talking and seeing about how our feel-good therapy was doing so much good for the residents, and then actually we had another 2 then book in for us. There were a couple of residents from each of these care homes that wanted us like every 3 to 4 weeks, but it didn't matter because our thought process was that, well, if they then started talking to their friends and they thought it was a good idea, and you know, they might sort of want more and more. We were getting calls outside of the care home. That was a shocker. We would have grandchildren, sons, daughters, calling us up saying, my mum's all up by herself, and my dad's by himself. He's been really struggling trying to deal with his toes. He doesn't know what to do. My mum has loads of dead skin on her feet and we don't know what to do. or my grandmother's been feeling a little bit down, I'd really like to treat her to something. Would you be able to go into her home and sort it out? So obviously new policies, procedures, everything needed to be written up and done, but yes, we could finally go out and actually get to people in their own private homes. That then also moved on to community groups, and we spoke briefly to the WI, Women's Institute, library clubs. I think they have like over 55s clubs that they ran on evenings. Would we do an event or a demonstration or something? It was gradually sort of like a snowball, you know, getting out there, getting word out of what we were doing. Christmas appeared, Christmas 19 appeared, and we thought we'd do an amazing Christmas giveaway. Try and get people to go onto social media, like us, share us, write a comment, and nominate somebody, their loved ones, who they wanted to treat, and they wanted to buy a little, well, not buy because it was free, but you know what I mean, like give them another extra little present for them. And it was fantastic. We had so many people nominate their loved ones with lovely messages. It was absolutely fantastic. So the winner last year was June, and she was so sweet and so kind, and her granddaughter had nominated her in our post. So Kerry and I both went to visit her, and she resisted us massively. Oh, I'm not feeling very well today, and I just don't think this is a good idea. I'm fine, I really am fine. You don't have to do all this faffing for me, etc, etc. We kept saying to her, but your granddaughter's won this for you, it's completely free. You might like it at the end. Come on, we've come all this way. You've got 2 hours worth of treatments here. She finally went, oh, okay. By the end of the first treatment, the pedicure, she was done. She was like, oh, manicure next, all facial afterwards. It was fantastic. Kerry and I had such a blast with her, listening to how much she loves her family and everything that she does, and all of her stories. And by the end of the facial, she was out. She was having a lovely, lovely nap. We packed everything away and we said to her, okay, June, we're just gonna leave you here. I'll let your granddaughter know that we've left. And we shut the door and we made sure that we tried to lock it as best we could. And then we went off and let her granddaughter know that we had left, and we had such a fantastic time. Right, just gonna bang on a bit of highlight. I haven't gone too crazy because obviously we're at home being in tier 4. Done my mascara and my blusher off camera quickly there, and I just need to put my lippy on. It's from Jeffree Star, it's called Deceased. Right, bit of setting spray. Right, the only thing left to do now is to get out of this and put on my New Year's Eve outfit. Are you ready? And here we go. This is my very sparkly New Year's Eve top. So I'm done here for now. I'm gonna go downstairs, join the rest of my family for bringing in the new year, saying goodbye to 2020 and bringing in 2021. Hopefully it'll be a little bit better. So I'm all done here. I will catch up with you guys in a little bit to have another little chit chat whilst I take my makeup off in the wee hours of Friday, the 1st of January 2021. See you in a bit, guys. Bye. Hello everybody, it's me back again. It is about 2 a.m. in the morning and it is finally 2021. Nee and I have been having a bit of a boogie downstairs. I've been sweating a little bit, so my makeup's starting to separate on my face and that, and I can't wait to get it off and finally go to bed after such a long day. The little one's been tucked in bed for about 6 hours now. But so I've still got to be a little bit quiet at the moment. Right, so let's get face off. Let's get outfit off. Let's start with that. Let's get the outfit off. Are you ready? In 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm in my PJ top now. And no, if you've seen these tops, you may not ask me about my ninja disguise. Not on this channel. So let's have a recap We finished at the end of 2019, didn't we? So January 2020, a word had started spreading, and we had another 2 care homes that we were booking. We'd gone and done the demos. They loved our demos, and we're going to be booked. God, I'm shedding. Word was getting round. Other care home managers were calling us, and they were booking staff as well, like staff days. It was going so well. Everyone was loving our treatments. We were seeing regulars all the time. It was just amazing. And then March happened, didn't it? Rumours started spreading. We were seeing loads and loads of things coming up from China, and it all sounded really quite scary. March 2020, end of March, 23rd. That was it. Done. Business had to shut down. We all went into lockdown. Austin came home from preschool. Lee was sent home to work from home here in the office. So I lost my office to him. But it was quite nice at first. You know, we got to spend lots of time together as a family. We created this huge play area for Austin in the back garden so that he'd had somewhere to play. We did a bit of decorating in the house. We redecorated the office. We redecorated the spare room. But all that was happening, lurking in the back of my head was, I've got bills to pay out of the business bank account. What the hell am I gonna do? Like, how am I gonna fix this? And even though our accountant was like, oh, you can be furloughed, that's fine. The money wasn't gonna come in until I think June. And I was starting to panic then. I had some money in the savings, so I kind of knew that if push comes to shove, like, I'd be able to sort of keep us going to a certain extent. Oh, if anybody knows this, anything oil-based and takes it off, that's why when you sweat and stuff, your makeup all gets taken off. The problem was that I still had to keep advertising. I still had to keep going because, in all fairness, like, no one was being given that much information. There was like massive scaring, but we didn't really know what was actually going on and what was happening. I had to keep advertising because at some point we were gonna come out of lockdown. We were gonna come out of this lifestyle of the unknown. It was going to be fine. That's what I had in my head. It was all gonna be fine, and we'll get a vaccine up and running, no biggie. We'll open up in the summer and it'll all, you know, it's all gone away and it'll all be done and dusted. Opening back up, and not an issue. How wrong was I? The 1st of July came around, and that was when beauty industries were allowed to, I suppose, sort of touch people again if they had the correct type of PPE. We had to quickly buy as much PPE as possible because it was flying off of the shelves like crazy. You couldn't get it anywhere. But there was one problem. The care homes weren't allowed to open. They weren't opening their doors up to anybody. They were even saying to us that they probably wouldn't be open until Christmas. They're planning on a whole 9-month lockdown. So we went from about 50 clients a month to 5 through July, August, September, October. Shocking. But totally get it, totally understand with the situation, 100% understand. People were scared, they were naturally scared. Family members were scared to put their loved ones in that predicament, in that situation. Heaven forbid they should catch anything from us coming into their homes. So I totally get it and understand. It just, the care home side of the business was just non-existent anymore. We tried to upload protective wear pictures on our Instagram and Facebook accounts to try and reassure people that we knew what we were doing and we knew what we were talking about. And any clients that I had, and going forwards as well, I always would take my temperature and record myself so that they could see, and show them like the time and the date and everything, so they could see that it was on that day that I took my temperature and I was fine. Made sure that I had no coughing, that I had no other sort of symptoms. But obviously there is a bit of a chance, because you can have the coronavirus and not have any symptoms whatsoever, and that went with the clients as well. But as long as I was masked, visor, gloves, etc., at least there was a barrier there between them and me. Do you ever pull that face? Like when you're trying to take makeup off or put in something delicate on around your eye? Like, it's not pretty, but you can't help it. It just naturally, look, it naturally, the moment I go, nah, I pull his face, and it kind of reminds me of like the Grinch and the Who. You know, they have that. It's weird, man. Ugh. Holidays got cancelled, didn't they? Birthday plans got reduced down to video calls. There was a lot of good though that happened out of lockdown. Like the families, I saw so many videos of families creating amazing gardens and projects for their children and stuff. That was truly fantastic, but unfortunately we never saw the other side, and this is the side that we wanted to hit and what we're aiming to hit for next year. Oh, this year. So it was people who maybe weren't on social media, who didn't have the families nearby to them, who were by themselves. They were the people that we were trying to get a hold of and come out to and give them some company, at least, if anything. We even opened up our Love of Beauty mobile number if anybody wanted to just give us a call if they were feeling a little down or lonely. Right, note, once you use oil-based products to take your makeup off, you now need to go wash your face, because you don't want that oil to then just sit on it whilst you're sleeping at night. It's not very good. I'm just gonna go wash my face. Now I'm all fresh. Let's talk about November, because then we got put into an amazing second lockdown here in Ipswich, Suffolk. So business had to once again shut, but this time I had a different feeling about it. This time I thought, you know what? It's a whole month. What can I achieve in a whole month? And I thought, do you know what? I'm going to go online and see what courses I could do. See what I could teach, learn, become maybe a different avenue for Love of Beauty itself. What could I improve on myself? And I came across crystal therapy. Everybody has different beliefs, and if you're not into the crystal thing, that's absolutely fine. But if you are, then you might want to have a listen to probably one. I'll do another video more on the crystal stuff, and then probably on Reiki, because Reiki intertwines with crystal healing quite a bit as well. Reiki, by the way, is universal energy, and the energy that's within ourselves that makes our brains work, our cells work. It's the natural electricity energy that's harboured inside our bodies that makes us do all of these things. So I spoke to a couple of teachers and began training in crystal therapy, and I really loved it, and I got onto it. And as you sort of read up on things, you suddenly think, yeah, why have we given up on crystals when the eastern side of the world still have those massive beliefs and love for crystals and praise them, and the Western world has kind of forgotten that, and they don't consider crystals to be valuable anymore. It's been an interesting journey. So what I'm trying to say is that I am very proud of myself, and I am pleased to announce I am an official crystal therapy healer. I'm also a senior practitioner in Reiki energy. I'm gradually, there's so much more studying, guys, and I will be getting that master's. If that's the last thing I do, I will get there. But I'm a senior practitioner at the moment, and I'm waiting for my certificates to arrive in the post. But I do have online certificates, they're just not the proper hard copy back ones. So as we know, rounding off, that Suffolk is in tier 4 still. Don't know when this is going to end. So at the moment, I don't really know what 2021 will have in store until all of the vaccines come out. I will be getting a vaccine. I know that Kerry will be getting one because of the job that we're in with the people that we deal with. It'll be mandatory, I presume. Otherwise you won't probably be able to work with the elderly or disabled or seniors or anybody really. Thinking about it, what do you guys think? But one thing that I can be 100% certain on is that every Friday, that's the plan right now, every Friday there will be a YouTube video up here on this channel. So please, if you've enjoyed my craziness of today, yesterday and this morning, please give it a like, give us a little subscribe if you're feeling cheeky, and give us a comment, ask anything. If you're interested in Love of Beauty and what we do, if you have any suggestions on what you want to hear about or want to see us talking about things, hopefully there'd be more crazy content of like with Kerry and myself and other businesses, etc. Challenges, hacks, tips. We'll go through the products that we use, we'll go through nail varnishes and techniques that we have. We will do videos on health conditions, mental health in particular, but our main aim is to introduce you all to the world of feel good therapy, and that is what we want to promote and share with everybody. So I think that's it from me. I'm in my comfy clothes, I've got my moisturiser on, my hair's brushed out, I'm all set to go. Let's get some good sleep, everybody, and let's enjoy waking up in 2021. Fingers crossed everyone has a better year than last year. I hope you've had a wonderful new year and love you all very, very much. Bye guys.